Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We've got a great show lineup, some special guests here in the studio. But first, as always, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. A day high of 88 and a low of 79. I chuckle at it because it's been out of that for like the last month or so. It's fascinating. Water temperature is still at 88.2. Really warm water out there. The river reading brought to us by Sandhill Seafood, home of good fresh seafood just north of Bozeman there on 77. The Apalachicola Bluntstown is 7.3, and then, as you look on the chart, you see it's sort of dropping out now after we had that really high over the weekend, but it's going to about level off now. It's going to be level, looks like the rest of the week. Going into the weekend, looks like I'm going to have some level readings around the 7-foot mark for the weekend. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's in good shape. It's reading a 4.6, but now it's starting to go up. And all this rain we had yesterday and the rain we could get today is going to be affecting the Choctawhatchee reading. So I look for this weekend to have some rising water on the Choctawhatchee there. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Looking at the chart, it's hard to believe today is August the 1st. The first day of August, we're looking at pretty decent tides today, but the weekend don't look very good. Looking at the weekend on Friday and Saturday, not much flow on your tide, so plan accordingly on the outdoor trip. But we do have a fairly good wind. The marine forecast is south, straight out of south at about 11, which is a good steady breeze right there. All right, we'll take a break and be right back with our guest. All right, welcome back. And our guest this morning, familiar face here in Panhandle Outdoors, Dan Cole. But
How's it going, partner?
All right, buddy. You brought along a special guest today.
Yeah.
Who is this?
This is my shadow.
We've already been talking this morning. This is Miss Lexi. Tell us about yourself, honey. What grade? What grade are you in?
I'm in 5th grade.
5th grade, and where do you go to school?
Tommy Smith.
All right. What do you enjoy doing? What are some things you like to do?
Well, I really like going hunting with my daddy and fishing.
There you go. That's a little outdoor girl. You got to start off right, Dan.
Working on it.
It's tough to come here get on TV in front of all these cameras and all these lights shining, and just jump out like that. You did a good job. We're going to talk some more now, but if you don't talk a lot, you're going to have to sing. Can you sing?
Oh, no, let's not start
No, it's okay. I'm just kidding. Okay. Dan, what you been up to?
Well, you know, we've been busy. This is one of the hot times of year for survey work. Mm-hmm. And the insurance companies, we've been getting a lot of insurance work as well and some legal work. So it's been busy.
You know, Megan and Mandy Miller, Megan, their name now is Etheridge, but she and her husband bought a sailboat recently, and she posted, if I can find it, I'll try to show it, but I just was in awe of the structure of that boat, because the water, when they got it out, it's a used sailboat, and sometimes you never know. You told her it had some moisture in it. Tell us about that situation.
Well, she asked me to look at it, and we really love the Miller family. I mean, they're such a cornerpost in our community, for one, and then they do such a great job with what they do at their shipyard. So we went out and took a look at it for her, and it was definitely holding some moisture. Mm-hmm. So we told them leave it out for a few weeks, let it dry out good. But with this rain, I don't know. And I guess there was a surprise. There was actually some water in the keel, but it's been drained out and dried out. And if you're going to have that done, I guess that's the best place to have it here. Mm-hmm. Have them put that new bottom on there. But it's always nice to help them and be with them. They're such a great family, and I think that her and her husband are really going to enjoy a lot of good years of cruising on that boat. It's a very nice boat.
How big is that boat? I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't heard a length on it, but from what I would guess, just looking at it, it's got to be 40 plus. I would guess.
They're going to enjoy it. But what fascinated me, she put it on social media, sent it to some of us. She was able to sort of peel back a layer or something, and the actual water sort of came out like a little stream. You have no idea. I guess you see sometimes. That was sort of shocking to me. You see that pretty regular sometimes on older boats?
Yeah, and sailboats especially, because down in that keel, a lot of times they just have a chunk of lead or iron or something down in there, or concrete. Mm-hmm. And so water will collect in there. It still has space around it because they don't fill the void. Once the ballast weight is there, they don't have to add more. It leaves a void, and so that's where the water generally settles.
Yeah, seep in or coming in?
It can come in from above deck.
Yeah, coming down.
It just works its way down.
Yeah.
Water will find a way to get anywhere it wants to go. So
that's fascinating. But even on smaller, that's a big boat. Even on smaller boats, you see it. I remember the old wood boats along the Apalachicola River and the Ocklawaha River and all those old boats. It would just soak in.
Yep.
And that's what made them so heavy.
Yep.
But those old timers loved to use that cypress, didn't they?
They did. It wouldn't rot, and you could beat on it with a sledge, and it wouldn't break, and they'd last forever.
And and they were right there in that cypress swamp. They were full of those trees. So it was those early settlers making use of that wood. And I know you were fascinated with some of the early boat building.
Absolutely, I love it.
Yeah. Okay, now we got moving on. You've got when people call you to come look at the boat, do you go to their place or where the boat's at, or how do you do that?
Yeah, typically we'll go wherever the boat's either moored at, if it's at their home, or if it's sometimes it'll be on the lot at a dealership, and sometimes it'll actually be at one of the marinas. And we travel pretty good distance. We've done stuff from Pascagoula, Mississippi, all the way over to Steinhatchee, and we go up to Eufaula and do the houseboats and stuff up there, other kind of vessels in Columbus, that area, and then typically we'll go down to around Gainesville. But
wow,
people, we get a lot of return customers. They look at one boat, they like what we did, but they don't like the boat, so they pick another one, and so they'll have us go somewhere else. And in some cases, we've had them just buy a plane ticket and say, we need you down in South Florida to look at this.
Okay.
So we'll hop a plane, go down, look at a boat, and then we'll fly back that night.
It's great to have that experience, though. That's if you invest in a lot of money in something like that, you want it to be just right. You mentioned pontoon boats and houseboats and all. These deck boats are becoming really popular now.
They are.
Are you seeing a lot of them?
Yeah.
They're very practical for families and all.
They sure are.
Now the old pontoon boats, the old metal, aluminum, all. How do those pontoons hold up generally?
It really depends. The life of that boat is going to be its anodes, taking care of everything. It really has to be cared for. If they're left in the water full time, especially with a battery charger running or plugged some sort of shore power, they need all the protective care they can to keep from, because aluminum boat with straight current corrosion will just eat it up like that.
Yeah.
And of course, most people haul them out on trailers and put them in lifts, so you don't have that problem. But if it is left in the water, that's a major concern.
I see a lot of the original pontoon boats. I see a lot of them for sale now, and I think people are sort of going from those sort of large and clumsy maybe to the smaller deck boats. I think that's my feeling on it in general.
Well, the other trend that we see too is they're going from the catamaran style pontoon to the trimaran style pontoon, where you have 3 pontoons. For some reason, an extra pontoon actually gives it more speed. It gives it a lot more stability, and that's becoming very popular.
That's interesting. You see, your tritoon, they call them tritoons and all, and that's interesting. You get more speed out of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why, but
yeah, it stays on the water. Okay, well, let's take our break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So here with Dan Cole and little Miss Lexi, a 5th grader at Tommy Smith Elementary School. And what's your mascot? Y'all have
Tommy, like the panther, the Black Panther.
Y'all are the Panthers. That's good. The Panthers, there are not very many Panthers in Florida anymore, so we got one right here. So that's good to see. We're talking about boats and all, and Dan he's our expert on boats. We try to have, got expert turkey hunters, expert red fishermen, all come on Panhandle Outdoors, and Dan knows a lot about it. Makes a living off of his knowledge of boats. Now, with that being said, tell us what kind of boat you have.
It's funny because we do so many different size big cruisers, and we do so many size different type boats. But I've got to say, probably my favorite boat I've had. I just bought a new G3 tunnel hull. It's 18 foot from Bubba Hart up at Hart's Marine.
There you go.
That's probably about my 6th boat I've bought from Bubba, because he always does a really good thing, good deal, and then you get really good service after the sale. But it's got a 90 horse Yamaha on it, so it really will scat, and it it'll run in 8 inches of water. I mean, that was the reason I got it. I wanted something we could run shallow flats and all, but we got it. We also double it if we have a wreck we have to go to, a boat sinking, whatever, for insurance or whatever, we can do it on that boat. So they may see it around. It's got our company logo on the side of it.
Okay.
But we use it for a little bit of everything. But that boat has just really it exceeded my expectations.
That's awesome to hear. It's just an all-around boat, isn't it?
It just is. That's all I wanted.
When I ended up, I got my boat from Bubba also. The same. I want to amen what you said about the service and you know, after the sale and all that. It's good people. You go out there and you don't feel like you impose anything. They just come on in what you need.
That's right.
That's the kind of people they are.
That's right.
And local and all. And I had the same decision whether to get that G3 or that Key West skiff. I decided to go to skiff, but because we had different kind of needs and all, that's a good choice.
Well, I had 2 Key West getting to this point.
Yeah.
2 of them were Key West that I bought. So they're good boats.
That's interesting. And also you can fish out of it. Is that right?
Yeah, he's got plenty of open room to fish.
And speaking of fishing, you had a good day the other day. Tell us about
I've had a few of them. That there is... that was a 21-inch speckled trout we caught the other day. We've caught a lot of small ones and a lot of small redfish that we had to throw back, but that one was a really good keeper.
Nice trout right there. Okay.
And then that one there, he almost made 15 inches, but he was just too short. He didn't make it. He didn't make the grade.
He didn't make the grade. All right.
That was a 25-foot red.
25-inch red.
25-inch red. It seemed like 25 foot when I pulled it. I hadn't caught one that big in a while.
That's cool.
But yeah, 25-inch red. In fact, we had him for dinner last night.
Oh, cool. And
that was one I caught yesterday. He was not quite long enough either. I let him go, but you know, I put him on social media, and I just had to make a comment about, you know, the beauty of creation. You know, we
mention what you said. That was well worded. It was sort of.
I can't remember exactly because it was in the moment, but the fact that, you know, the Creator, you know, if you think He doesn't care about mankind, you know, a man goes to fish, he may never see any of those fish, but He just made them in so many colors and varieties and so many shapes, and then, you know, when you catch something, you get excited. You don't know what it's going to be, if it's going to be a catfish or what, but the excitement, just seeing what comes out, all the different colors and stuff and the flavors and textures and for something that you never even see unless you catch or you're a diver and you go down and see them. He put an awful lot of thought into that beauty and creation. I appreciate that. Something about being in the outdoors just really makes me feel close to Him.
That's well worded, and when you wrote that, I said that's exactly the feeling we get as outdoorsmen. Like you get into, and every time you go fishing or hunting, you expect something to happen.
Yep.
And every time I make a cast, I think I'm gonna catch a fish. and like I said, you know, I wouldn't be casting if I didn't think I'm gonna catch a fish. And then you say, when you get hooked up, man, what do I have here? What do I have here? And then you worded that so well. And whatever it is, when it comes out the boat, it's beautiful. I mean, it's.
I had got a 30-plus before I caught that big redfish today. I got a 30-plus inch speckled trout. I brought it to the boat, and he spit the hook, kicked the boat, and taught me not to go without my net. But anyway, but even in deer, you know, when you see like turkeys, different colors, deer, you know, different colors. I mean, different type horn, different type whatever. I mean, there's so much. Just in creation, there's just so many different variations of things. You can really tell we're made to be out and enjoy that, you know.
That's well worded, and we're all ambassadors of the outdoors and all, and put in those kind of words. And it's like you say, I feel closer to God sometimes if I'm 35 miles out or up in a tree stand. Just when I'm around that nature, and just me and nature, and the thoughts I have, and it's just pure joy.
And nighttime on the water.
Oh,
There's something so special about being out there after dark on a boat.
Do you doing the flounder gigging, or?
You know, for someone who grew up in Apalachicola, I've never gigged a flounder in my life.
That's hard to believe.
I would love to. I've got friends who have moved over here I grew up with, and we've talked about going, but we've never had a chance to go. But that's one of the reasons why I cut this tunnel hole was that.
You could do
so
that.
I could put a light on the front of it and skip along. I just need to find someone to tell me where the good spots are.
Yeah. Well, that's something really and truly. You almost have to go and just find them. You know, you want a good sandy bottom close to grass. But you know, you stop thinking about that statement. That's in general kind of fishing. You want a good sandy bottom close to grass.
That's right.
Speckled trout's going to be there, redfish going to be there, flounder's going to be there. They're all going to be there.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to take our final break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Here with Daniel Cole and his beautiful daughter, Miss Lexi. She's going to be a 5th grader here at Thomas Smith, and we're going to talk about deer hunting because she's hoping to get a deer this year. But before we do that, let's do a fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time today will be 4:03 to 6:03 this morning and 4:28 to 6:28 this evening. And also, while I'm thinking of it, you know, yesterday we talked about the scallop down in Steinhatchee. I got a good report from my good friend Benny Forehand. Well, last night, another friend of mine, Bill Allen, y'all know Bill, and Greg Brudnicki, and Carl Andrews, and Billy Perry, and their wives have been down there. They've rented a house down there. They've been the last couple of years and just racked up on the scallops. And we've been invited. It's hard for me to drive down there and back one. That's a long drive.
That's a long drive.
In one day. But I text Bill last night and said, how's the scalloping? Okay, there's just not very many scallops down in Steinhatchee this year. So the water's muddy and dirty looking. They're just not finding it. If those guys don't find scallops, and Benny Forehand don't find scallops, there ain't no scallop down there. Because these guys are good. Have you heard any reports, Steinhatchee, or now on down farther south? I'm getting some good reports. I think the farther south you go, you're getting more scallops this year.
Probably so, but probably because all the fresh water, the rain, and all the river systems are silting up everything. So.
That's exactly what they're saying, and it has a very strong effect down there. Okay, now, Miss Lexi, tell us, are you going to go hunting this year?
I'm going to go hunt.
No, what's your plans? What are you going to do this year? Are you going to try to get one?
Well, I really want to get one.
Where do y'all hunt?
We got a lease up in Bluntstown.
Up around Bluntstown. All right. What kind of hunting do you do? Do you like you climb up a tree, or you get in a tree stand, or you lay down on the ground? What do you do?
Well, sometimes we get up in a tree stand, and sometimes we have a tent thing.
Okay.
Blind.
A blind. Have you been practicing any?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Daddy's been so busy.
What kind of gun do you shoot? What kind of gun are you going to be shooting?
Isn't it a Henry?
She's got a Henry rifle she really likes.
Very good.
I've got a little Marlin lever action that actually Captain Rick passed on to me that she's probably going to be using too. It's a very rare Marlin. It's in 41 Magnum, but it's lever action, but it's very short, and for 100 yards, it's a perfect little deer gun for her. It won't kick, and
very good.
She'll be able to get her shot.
That's going to be exciting. You like getting up early?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
She does. She's better than Daddy.
you didn't start telling the classmates, because I don't imagine very many little classmates want to get up early. But that's awesome. This is what we're talking about, getting young people at this age enjoying the outdoors and all kind of things and all. Have you started on the lease? Have you done any kind of work on it yet?
We had a first day about a month ago where we went out and kind of planned what we were going to do, and one of our members is a farmer up there in that area. He's putting in some food plots for us. He already did all the soil samples and everything, and he's going to be a real asset for that. This is his first year in.
Yes.
And other than that, you know, for me, it's just been hard to get up there. They all live in that area, the other 5 members, so they're in and out all the time. I haven't been up there, to be honest, in probably about 2 months. So.
Yeah.
But we got some stuff we got to do because it's on us. The time's just coming so quick.
I was telling Daniel, I said it takes time to do all those things and getting your property ready and everything ready. And I'm retired and I don't have time to do it, so I can imagine working full time. You just got it's a job, but it's a fun kind of job. But it takes time. We've only got so many hours in a day.
She loves four-wheeling, so we've been up there four-wheeling some, I think.
Oh,
we've probably been there more frequently than I was realizing, but. You know, with all the rain, it's really got the snake stirred up. So trying to get stuff done, we killed a moccasin twice, big moccasins, and then one ground rattler just in 3 trips. Every time we went, there was something out we killed like that. So if you're out there in the woods getting ready, be aware of that. We live in Florida, and there's poisonous snakes everywhere.
That's the truth. That's true. How many acres do you have up that way?
I think It's a total of 500.
500. That's a good size, and you got some creeks and all, or the lowland and everything. So
yeah, sure do.
Are y'all, do most of the guys you archery hunt or rifle hunt, or how do y'all hunt it?
Mostly, I think that they're getting more into archery. I've archery hunted for years, but I think they're getting more into that. But I think they like black powder and rifles a little bit better because it's such a big area. When you hunt the roadways and stuff that are inside the leash, you know, you have a long distance usually to really get something.
You get too much walking in there? You don't walk a lot, or? You
can, yeah, but a lot of it, some places, because it's so swampy, has a lot of that's underwater. So,
I always ask. I'm always interested in people's property and how they hunt it and everything. It's always fascinating. The bottom line, though, most people are going to get in there and they're going to stay in one area and find that sign and hunt around that sign.
You know, and we're like everybody else. You know, we'll go out and we'll plot our food plots and stuff, but if you go in there, you do get kind of in a habit of going to the same stand, and that was one of my goals this year to improve my hunting, was to try to be more effective by being less predictable.
There you go. Yeah, because they do pattern you.
They do.
They really do pattern you. We talk about that often about it. And when is the rut up in that area? January or?
You know, last year it was so late. It was way late in the season before it kicked off because we hadn't any cold weather, you know.
That's right.
We have a really good cold winter. I'm hoping it'll kick off earlier.
It's interesting that we're sitting here talking about hunting. It's August the 1st, and we're sitting here talking about hunting, but it's right around the corner. It'll get here before you know it. Are you going to be ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Do you eat a big breakfast before you go hunting, or do you just get one something later?
She eats the whole time.
You eating a while and sleep a while, huh? Yeah, my best advice right now is to do it exactly like this, and if you can, keep them away from the phones. Keep them away from the phones as much as possible, and keep them in the stands or on the boat. That's a great way to raise a kid now. Well, Daniel, to wrap it up, you going fishing anytime soon?
I may. If I can, I'll try to get out one more time this week. My wife might be getting tired of me going. I think I went 2 days in a row, but
good deal.
This week. But
well, Alexia, I'm glad to have you on the show this morning. And next time, I want to see a picture of you and some big fish, okay?
Okay.
All right. We're going to wrap it up, folks. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. I always appreciate your viewership, appreciate you supporting our sponsors. Get some good boat advice from Daniel. Do something good for your fellow man today. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.